Hey y'all, and yes, as you guys know, I am pre-recording my last couple videos where I have this look. I'll just go ahead and I'll link them like in cards or whatever, and y'all can catch up there. And I'm pretty much just doing like my blurb style content, pretty much like topics I've been wanting to talk about. And the last one we talked about the power of not reacting and the deeper meaning of that. And like I said, like if you guys want to know more about that, we can discuss it or whatever, just let me know. And of course, this is like following up, you cannot care what people think. I think a lot of creators, and this is in one of my videos, I mentioned how Peter Mon, mind you, I love and I support Peter Mon. I think that he's amazing, but I get so nowadays, and it's not just him, nowadays I get, and it's because of my change perspective, I get more and more disappointed with public people who I follow who are still going back and forth and dealing with the internet trolls, and getting passionately worked up about them. And this is gonna sound, I'm trying to figure out how I can say this without sounding like, because y'all know how I am. People who don't matter. And like, I just, they don't. And I do understand where some of the confusion is coming from. Anybody who has even a substantial size following or a support system, whether it be online, and sometimes some of these things can, you know, they can serve for themselves like in real life too. Anyone who has a substantial following will often fall into the people-pleasing aspect of that following. I have done it. So many other creators have done it. Celebrities have done it.
Comment, all right? When I made comments about misogyny, or people accusing me of that on my channel, it was not just one comment. I just want to make this very, very clear, okay? It was numerous comments. People literally came out and said, "You are this." Okay, it wasn't just one comment, it was numerous comments. Numerous people calling me names, things like that, right? To this day, people still saying that I said things I didn't say in a video, alright? So my initial response, because this is who I am as a human being, is I wanted to just make it right, right? Like, I wanted to just jump on camera and I wanted to just say, hey you guys, like, I just feel like I need to put out a statement, and I hurt somebody's feelings, and I feel really bad for that, because I do. Like, I don't want anybody's feelings to be hurt, right? Like, at all. I don't want anybody's feelings to be hurt. I don't want people to feel like they can't leave comments on my videos. I don't want people, whatever, but I have a right to defend myself. If you leave a comment and I want to address it, it's nothing new. I've done that for a long time on my videos, right? There was this whole thing that was played up.
And there are people who still do it. And I think that a big part of the issue is a lot of people get, when you get a sizable enough audience, it's just, honestly, it's impossible to tell who is who. It's impossible to tell who a genuine supporter is versus a new supporter versus a troll who's just, what do they call that? Concern trolling, and then they flip or whatever. Versus someone who just has your ultimate demise in mind, and someone who just wants the worst for you, right? It is impossible to distinguish. That's why, for me, I've always shouted out the same few people on my channel, because they are, I know that they've been here for years. I know that in the video where I, you know, shouted out Marison, I'm aware. That's why I read her DM and I showed that, you know, hey, I see you, sis. Like, you're right here. I shout out the same people because that I recognize them. And so I'm not even bothered by, you know, anything else, right? But when you do reach a sizable enough platform, it is really hard to tell who is genuinely supportive of you and who is not. And I think that every creator, every person, finds it kind of difficult to manage this, okay? And that's okay if you do. Like, that's perfectly fine. Like, we're all human. Like, nobody's perfect. Like, we're not born with all the answers and all the things. Like, we're not, right? Like, it's okay. Give yourself grace, allow yourself that time and space to figure it out as you go, okay? Like nobody like has all the answers, like nobody's perfect, right? You cannot care what people think who do not know you. And I think that I swear, I feel like all of this has gotten worse since the pandemic. It could be, you know, just me that thinks that, but I swear I think social media has gotten a lot worse since the pandemic because a lot more people, I mean, you guys know that's been cancel culture, like skyrocketed. Like everybody got canceled in 2020. To the point to where like it became a meme, right? Across like, you know, the social media platforms. And yeah, even though it was a meme, whatever, like kind of hee hee ha ha, not really. It's like, okay, but why did it go that hard though? Now, some people, yes, I do believe some people deserved it if their actions were indeed predatory or, you know, they broke the law or, you know, various things. Like, I get that. But just because you said something I don't like, now I'm gonna hate you forever. It's like, girl, please, with your black and white thinking. Like, go and get that checked out because that is a symptom of a mental illness that is not anybody's responsibility but yours. Like, I can't, like, and I think that ever since then, people, I feel like there's a part of society that never recovered from that. And I don't know, and so that's like my whole like thing of like doing these topic videos, right? Like I want to try to figure that out. Like that's why I've been doing like my, you know, videos, like, you know, just talking about like social media and like trying to like deep dive into some of this stuff because I'm like, because, you know, I've been seeing the behavior and the behavior is repetitive in numerous communities. Like, y'all know I really woke up when I saw people trying to come for Shira of all people, when even I, who was new to her, who didn't even know who she was, bro, back in June, didn't even know who this lady was. And I'm like, okay, yeah, somebody's uploading her YouTube videos. And I could tell the difference in the quality. I could literally tell because YouTube videos, if you re-upload them, they upload in different quality across platforms, right? But people don't know that. And people are like trying to cancel this woman and come for her. And she's still got people coming for her to this day because she's just over there vibing in her house, giving her opinions. And even though it's gotten better on her channel now, like, girl, it's just like, there's a part of society that never like recovered from being bitter. And I honestly think that it's, I think that a part of this is because life has gotten more intense. I understand that, you know, in our world, we're dealing with quite a few things. I will never be speaking about worldly topics and issues on this channel again. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. I mean, I am not Google. You can go ahead and Google what's happening in the world today. I have learned to not be an ally or an aid to anyone publicly on my platform. If I want to be an ally or an aid to someone, I will vote with my wallet, and that is what I do, okay? And I learned that lesson the very hard way, because publicly voicing your opinions on world topics and relations just never end well, and you cannot care what people think because people will project their own unstable emotions onto you and try to like wreck your whole platform because their feelings are hurt, and it's stupid. It's stupid. Like, it's so stupid. It's like, go and control yourself. Okay. I can't. And so now I've learned how to govern myself accordingly, but a part of me does feel like society has never truly recovered from the pandemic as a whole. And because people got, you know, more into TikTok, you know, YouTube, Twitter, there is an attachment there where parasocial relationships that has it's clawed itself in, and it's not unhooking for a while unless you can unhook yourself, okay? And some people are not in the position to do so, okay? And it's sad. But what's really sad about it is that a lot of people don't see that they are people pleasing, they are bending to other people's will, they are they've become puppets of their audience or their so-called audience, because you can't really tell who's supportive or whatever. This is why you have to be so unapologetic and so intentional with your behaviors and your messages online. You have to be so confident within yourself to where it's just like, if anybody wants to ever like look or say anything like a who or what are you, if you ever dare, you have to. And people don't like that. And the reason why people don't like that is because they can't control it. They can't touch it. But you have to, if you want to keep your individuality and if you want to keep your sanity. There are too many creators out here who are too involved and too overly indulged in what people think. And they are like, they're slaves, in my opinion, to the audience and to the algorithm. And they're emotionally controlled by it. I mean, Peter Mon, like when I was watching him, and this is not to shade him or whatever, this is just, I hate that I saw this recently, but he was crying because he was getting so much backlash in his comments. I guess he's been calling out Colleen, who Colleen has been called, he's not the first person to call her out on the platform. He's really not, especially after everything that has recently happened with Colleen. So it's like, okay, some of it's warranted, all right? But he's been getting like backlash or whatever in his comments, and because Peter is a person who, you know, he wears his emotions on his sleeve, he's very open, he's very warm, he's a sweetie, it gets to him. And I used to be like that because I cared so much about, you know, wanting to give back to my audience, wanting to be there for my audience, wanting to be that person that my audience could always depend on. I'm a human being, and honestly, the relationship stops behind the screen. I could change the direction of my channel at any moment. I cannot guarantee that the person watching would stay. Do I have control over that though? Do I have to bend over backwards to make them like me? Do I have to be, you know, become a caricature of myself to appease others? No, I refuse. And like, that makes me disliked. I know that. And that makes me, I can't believe she's so rude to the audience. It's like, because I will not be controlled by anyone or anything. And I will not ever care as much as I used to, because I can't. Because unfortunately, when I gave too much of myself to this platform, I was highly taken advantage of. I was exploited. A lot, like, really became like in jeopardy. And I'm just happy that I was able to, you know, pick myself back up personally and be able to be where I am today, which is in the comfort of my own home, and bring you all this content like how I have been. But a lot of people can't draw the line, or they're afraid to, because they are too afraid of what people may say or think or do. And I understand there are some cycles on this platform who want to take things real life and harass and dox and meh. But it's like, okay, if you don't know how to defend yourself against that in numerous ways, or how to, you know, maneuver some of those situations to your benefit to where you can come out on top, then you need to find out. Okay, that's what you need to do. And you will forever imprison yourself to the opinions of others if you continuously try to live within their demands. You are no longer an individual if you come on here trying to appease the next bitch. I really hope you know that. You are no longer an individual if you come on here just trying to please and make a general statement that you think is popular. So many people are like, I think it's just, like, so many people are so afraid to, like, for example, what's going on in the world right now. There's numerous things happening, right? And unfortunately, there are people in the audience who are like, speak on what's happening. I want to know your opinions. You don't have to give them your thoughts or opinion on what's going on in the world, especially if it's too deep for you to discuss, or maybe it's too dark, or maybe you're personally affected because maybe you have family, you know, in those areas or whatever, or maybe your beliefs are you know, they kind of put you in a very, like, you know, unfortunate situation to where it's like, oh, well, I kind of want to speak on this, but It's like, you don't have to speak on anything that you don't want to. This is the internet. I show what I allow myself to show. I give you what I allow myself to give you. You know what I allow you to know. And with people who want to speculate and, make conspiracy theories and all this, that's on them. But like, as long as you know the truth within yourself, that's all that matters. And it's really sad when the audience and the general public feel this entitlement to another person's platform that they did not help build. I think we need to do away with this idea of, if it wasn't for me watching, you wouldn't make any money. There's so many different ways to make money on this platform. You do not need just some random person watching you day in, day out to make money. And I know that sounds, demeaning and belittling, but no, what that is fact and truth. If people are choosing to watch you and engage in your platform every day and support you and be there for you, then that's a totally different topic. That's a totally different thing. That is more commendable, because that means that whatever you upload, right, those same people are going to be watching. You can change your entire, direction of your channel. That those same people are going to be supportive. You can change everything, and those people are going to be like, hey, yeah, I remember when you did this, and now you do this. This is cool. And those people are more important, right? And I think a lot of people lose themselves. And remember when I used to say this on my channel when I did, different content. But you cannot be on this platform if you do not know who you are, if you do not have a firm sense of self. I have never been ashamed to come on this platform and say, in fact, that's probably been a consistent thing ever since it's begun, because I will not lose myself for public opinion. I could never. I don't care. The opinions and the critique that actually means the most to me is that of my loved ones, my sweetie, people who've been there for me in my real life, who know all sides of me. In fact, I've actually recently, I've been telling a lot of people this in my personal life, that, yo, I'm so happy you've been rocking with me before this YouTube thing, because people have seen me before and they've seen me now, and they understand why my attitude towards this platform is the way it is, and they support me because they've seen. And I'm also grateful that, I've had a lot of loved ones watch me, my channel from the beginning to even now, and they see and they understand, and I don't have to explain, the campaign or all this mess, because they see it for what it is. And that's so relieving. That's so nice when you have a bunch of strangers who never even met you want to say some of the worst things about you, but they've never even met you. They don't know you from Adam, right? They just want to make a bunch of assumptions because sensationalism carries. It's so stupid. But a lot of people don't even have a strong sense of self within themselves to stand against the public. There are so many people out here who are unhappy with themselves in their lives, and they're just waiting for a chance to rile somebody else up. And you need to know that. You need to know that. And that this applies to not only creators, this applies to everybody in everyday life. There is somebody out there miserable, just waiting to pop off. Whether it be online, whether it be in traffic with their road rage, whether it be at their boss finally because they had enough, whether it be at their principal. You have some miserable people out here who are just waiting to get one over on somebody who they deem less than, until they mess around and find out. You got to guard your energy. You got to guard yourself so strong, and you have to be so aggressive with protecting yourself and your energy to where it won't matter, and it won't shake you, and it won't jolt you either way, because it's dead in the water. I hate seeing, people that I love and support and have watched, and people who inspire me still fall victim to this. But I get it, because everybody is at a different level of growth in their life, and I can't, project my space onto others. I can only inform people about it and hope that, the message reaches broad enough on the platform to wherever it may go, right? But I really hope that in the future of content creation and social media, we see more people just being unapologetically themselves, regardless of what public opinion says, and people being less afraid of cancel culture because cancel culture is not real. You cannot be canceled if you don't allow yourself to be canceled. And I know, unfortunately, a lot of people are truly reliant on these platforms for their income and that's unfortunate. Like, maybe diversify, maybe try to find something else to where you can have more freedom to speak how you want to and do what you want to. But I think we need to see more people be blatantly and unapologetically themselves and be honest. As dark and as whatever as that honesty is, be honest with themselves and their audience to where there's a mutual understanding that they said what they said and they're not going back on it, and they're not even going to fight you on it because you're not worth fighting with. I hate that the times of cancel culture and people being parasocial have gotten so to where, like, this entitlement of people's lives and platforms and oh, did they shout me out today? Did they heart my comment today? Did they stop? This over attachment, this incessant need for validation that is so fickle. It needs to stop. If you are not validating yourself, and if you're not validated in your real life by your loved ones and those people who've actually known you, who've been there for you, and unfortunately, maybe if you're a person with not a lot of friends, figure out how to make some, or figure out how to go out here in real life and live and thrive. Because at the end of the day, that's what matters. The internet could come crashing down tomorrow. And what are you going to do with your life? Where are you going to be at? Who are you going to be engaging with? Will your life go on without this or no? I'm so grateful to have been a part of a generation that knows exactly what it's like to play outside, to enjoy all of that. And then we came up with social media. And, you know, my generation, we actually learned the balance. We understand to do with and to do without. And it's sad, man. It's just sad. Like, and yes, it took me a while to get here myself because I felt like I owed my platform so much when really I don't owe anybody anything but just me being honest and me being myself and me being transparent and not caring how that falls, right? Like I only owe it to myself to do what feels right within myself. And the rest will just transpire. I really hope we see better days online. Like I honestly, I really do. I don't know if we will. Who knows? But I don't know. You guys go ahead and let me know what you all thought about this video. I'm so serious. You cannot care what other people think. And I understand if it's hard, you know. I guess we can talk about this more too. I'm gonna try to break down like even more topics or whatever. So I don't know. We'll see. I'll see you guys in the next one.